Right now, there's a charge hitting your card every single month for an AI tool, and there's a decent chance you don't need it anymore. Because while you've been quietly paying for a chatbot, Google's free AI got good. Not good for free, just good. And that changes the math on whether you keep paying for the other one. So here's the plain answer. The one you came for most everyday work, emails, brainstorming, editing, quick research, Gemini Free has closed most of the gap with paid ChatGPT. The real question isn't which one is smarter on a benchmark, it's whether the free option already clears your specific bottleneck. And for a lot of owners and freelancers, it does. But stick with me because there's a catch. There are a few specific things where paying is still completely worth it, and if you do one of those things, canceling would be a mistake. By the end, you'll know exactly which camp you're in and whether to keep that subscription or kill it today. Let's start with the thing nobody likes to look at, the cost. A paid AI subscription feels tiny when you sign up. It's a small monthly number, the kind you don't even feel leave your account. But you're not paying it once. You're paying it every month, forever, until you remember to cancel. And most people never remember to cancel. So the honest way to think about it isn't the monthly price, it's the yearly price. 12 of those little charges in a row. Now ask yourself a simple question. Over a whole year, what did that tool actually do for you that the free one couldn't? If the answer is fuzzy, you have your first clue. And here's the part the paid tools really don't want you sitting with. The free option isn't some crippled demo designed to annoy you into upgrading. It's a genuinely capable assistant. Both of these tools have a paid tier and a free tier, and the numbers and limits change all the time. So check the current ones yourself before you decide. But the shape of the deal is what matters, and the shape has shifted hard toward free. So, what does Gemini Free actually handle without you spending a cent? More than you'd guess. Take the most common task on earth, writing an email you don't want to write, the slightly awkward one, chasing an invoice, pushing back on a client, declining a meeting without sounding rude. You paste in the rough situation, you say the tone you want, and you get back something clean and professional in seconds. Free handles that beautifully. There is no quality gap on a polite follow-up email. None. If that's mostly what you reach for an AI to do, you are paying for a Ferrari to drive to the end of your driveway. Same story with brainstorming. You're stuck on names for a product, angles for a post, 10 ways to phrase one headline. Free will throw a wall of solid options at you fast. The free tool isn't giving you worse ideas because you didn't pay. It's giving you the same kind of help, just without the charge. And editing. This is the quiet one people sleep on. You wrote something, it's clunky, you need it tighter, you drop it in, you ask it to clean up the grammar, cut the fluff, make it sound human. Free does that all day. Tightening your own words is one of the highest value things AI does for a normal worker, and it costs you nothing. So if your whole life with AI is writing, fixing, summarizing, and spitballing, the free tier already clears your bottleneck. That's a loop, that's a work. Why are you still paying? Now, hold on, because I promise you, honesty cuts both ways. There are real reasons to pay, and I'm not going to pretend they don't exist. The first one is volume. If you live in this tool all day, every day, the free tier can hit a wall. Free tiers have usage limits, and on a heavy day, you can run into them. Check the current ones, because they move. But if you're the kind of person who sends 100 prompts before lunch, the paid tier's higher ceiling stops being a luxury and starts being the thing that keeps you working. The second reason is the advanced stuff. The most capable version of any model, the deeper reasoning, the bigger features, the newest toys, those tend to sit behind the paid door. The free tier gives you a strong everyday model. The paid tier gives you the heavy machinery. For most tasks, you will never feel the difference. But for a few specific tasks, you absolutely will. And what are those tasks? This is the part that actually decides it for you. The gap between free and paid is biggest on anything genuinely hard and high stakes. Long, messy reasoning where one wrong step ruins the whole answer. Complicated documents you need pulled apart carefully. Code you're going to actually ship and depend on. Big multi-step problems that have to hold together from the first line to the last. On that kind of work, the more powerful paid model earns its keep. On a thank you email, it does not. Here's a difference that actually matters for normal people, and it's not about raw brain power at all. It's about what the tool can see. Some of these tools can search the live web and pull in what's happening right now. Others mostly work from what they already learned, which has a cutoff. If you ask an AI for the latest news, the current price of something, a fact that changed last week, you need the one that can actually go look. This is where Google's tool has a natural home field thing going on. Search is literally the company's whole world. So pulling in fresh, live information is exactly the kind of task it's built for. If your bottleneck is, I need current, real information and I need it to be right, that's a point in the free option's favor, not the paid ones. But, and write this down, live web access does not mean it never gets things wrong. Any of these tools can state something false with total confidence. That's not a paid problem or a free problem. That's an AI problem. You check anything that matters before you act on it. Free or paid, you are the editor. The tool is the intern. Let's talk about the thing people feel but can't name. The two tools have different personalities. One tends to sound a little more polished and buttoned up. The other can feel a bit more conversational and direct. Neither is better. It's like two coworkers who both do good work but talk differently. And here's why that matters for your wallet. The right tool is partly just the one whose voice you have to fix less. If the free tool's default voice already sounds like you'll spend less time rewriting its output, which means it's doing more of the real work, which means you have even less reason to pay. If the paid tool just clicks with how you think, that's a real, if soft, reason to keep it. This is personal, and you only find out by using both on your actual work for a week. Now, here's a fear that keeps people paying when they shouldn't: the fear of switching. People stay subscribed because moving feels like a project. New tool, new habits, new prompts, relearning everything. So they keep paying out of pure inertia. Let me take that fear away. These tools work almost the same way. You type what you want in plain English. You get an answer. You ask follow-ups. There's no new language to learn. The skill you built using one transfers almost completely to the other. Switching is not a project, it's an afternoon. And testing the free option costs you exactly nothing because it's free. So the downside of trying is zero, and the upside is canceling a recurring bill. That is the easiest experiment you will ever run. So let's make this concrete because I don't want you guessing. Here's the actual test to run on yourself. For 1 week, every time you reach for AI, do the exact same task in the free tool first, the real task. Your real email, your real client message, your real summary, your real research question, not a fake test prompt. The actual work in front of you. Then ask 3 questions. Did the free answer get the job done? Did you hit a wall or a limit? And did the paid tool give you something so much better that it was worth the difference? Be brutally honest with yourself here. Most people who actually run that week come back surprised. The free tool quietly handled almost everything they threw at it, and the few times it didn't were rare enough that paying for those edge cases stopped making sense. But some people run it and find one task they do constantly where paid is just plainly better, and for them, keeping it is the smart call. The test tells you which person you are. Your guess doesn't. So I've laid out both sides as fairly as I can. Free clears the everyday work. Paid still wins on heavy volume and the genuinely hard, high-stakes stuff. Live web access leans toward the free Google option. Voice and feel come down to you. And after all the criteria, there's the part no comparison chart can give you, which is what it's actually like to lean on these for real work, day after day. You don't need to pay for both, but definitely keep ChatGPT on the paid tiers. It's only $20 a month, and if you can't afford $20 a month, you need to make more money. The paid tier of ChatGPT is just going to be way better than the free tier of Gemini. Now, Gemini is good for image creation, but ChatGPT just came out with their image generation model, so they produce really nice images too. Honestly, I would just pick a platform and stick with that. If you are one of those people that like nuances in AI, Gemini is going to have different strengths than ChatGPT, but honestly, ChatGPT is better than Gemini, in my opinion, especially the paid version. ChatGPT also has Codex, a very advanced coding model. Honestly, it's up to you, but I would keep my ChatGPT paid. So here's the rule, plain and simple. If your AI life is emails, editing, brainstorming, summaries, and quick current research, start with Gemini free and don't pay a cent until something forces you to. Let the tool prove you need to upgrade. Don't assume it. But if you live inside this tool all day, or you're doing serious reasoning, heavy documents, or real code you depend on, the paid tier isn't a waste. It's a tool that pays for itself and you should keep it without guilt. The mistake is paying out of habit on autopilot for a job the free option already does. Go run the 1 week test on your real work. That charge on your card has to earn its place, and now you know exactly how to make it prove it. If breakdowns like this save you money and cut through the noise, subscribe, because that's the whole point of this channel. Plain English AI for normal people. And tell me which tool you want me to put head to head next. I read them, and the one people ask for most is the one I break down first.